Welcome to Raj Online Trainings. Myself Raj. In the last video, we have seen the introduction of C language, that is the contents. The contents what we are going to discuss in C language. Today in this video, in this session, we are going to start off with this computer fundamentals. Whenever you want to learn any programming language, we should have some basic idea on this computer fundamentals. So before we start off with C language in the next session, today we are going to understand about computer fundamentals. First of all, let us understand what is a computer. How to define a computer is like a computer is an electronic device which is going to take input, process the given input and provides output to the user. How to define a computer? A computer is an electronic device which takes the input, process the given input, and provides output to the user. How to define a computer? It's an electronic device which takes input, process the given input and provides output to the user. Let me elaborate with an example. A simple example here. Diagrammatically can show input. What are the input we are taking? We are going to process that input and we are going to provide output to the user. Like a simple example, if you take two numbers like n1 equal to 10, n2 equal to 5. These are our input. We are giving two numbers. Now we want to find sum of these two numbers. So we are going to process it. So what is process? Sum equal to, we are going to add these two numbers. Sum equal to n1 plus n2. These calculations only we call process. Then provide the result. So once we add this 10 and 5, what is the result we are getting? 15. We are getting 15. This 15 we want to display onto the screen. So this is the result what we want to display onto the screen. So we have to think of three terms here when you are writing the programs, that is, take the input. What input is required? What process we need to do and what output you want to provide. These three terms are very, very important when you are a beginner to write a program. Now, the next important term here is, as we are going to write the programs, first of all we should know what is a program. As we are going to write the programs, first of all we should know what is a program. How to define a program is like, a program is a set of instructions. A program is what? It's a set of instructions given to a computer to perform a task. How to define a program? It is a set of instructions given to a computer to perform a task. What is the meaning of task? You can go with the examples like finding area of a circle, finding total marks of a student, finding net salary of an employee, booking a movie ticket. These all things comes under as task. In order to perform this task, we have to provide some set of instructions. This set of instructions we call it as a program. Now, we are having one more definition called as software. What is a software is? A software is a collection of related programs. What makes a software? It's a collection of what? Related programs. Even one program also you can consider like a software. We are having some types of softwares. We are having the types of softwares. We are having two types of softwares. They are system software and one more is application software. We are having two types of softwares. What is that? System software and one more is application software. In this system software, the examples are like your operating systems. Operating systems comes under as system software. Like example, Windows, Linux, Mac. These are the examples of operating systems. You can even consider like drivers. Like example, if you want to make your printer work or if you want to make your keyboard work, we need to install some softwares that we call it as drivers. To make your hardware device work, that we call drivers. The next one, we are having compilers and interpreters. Compilers and interpreters are also known as system software. The next one, application software. This application software, we can even call it as general purpose software. General purpose software, we call them as application software. Like examples, you can consider calculator, MS Office like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Paint, ticket booking, banking related, library management, hotel management, all this comes under as application software. Now, in order to develop these softwares, either it may be system software or application software, we make use of the languages. Let us understand about languages. What is the main use of going with the language? What is a language? It's a media for communication. What is language? Media for communication. Media for communication is a language. Now, related to software, we are having the types of languages like low level languages and high level languages. We are having two types of language to communicate with the computer, that is low level languages and high level languages. The examples of low level language are like machine language which uses only two symbols 0 and 1 binary form. Only when you want to develop a machine language, we use only these two symbols 0 and 1. And we are having one more, assembly language. Assembly language. So when we make use of assembly language, we make use of some mnemonics like add, sub, mul. The drawback of assembly language is like whatever the instruction we are providing, we need to remember the address of that instruction. Remembering the address of instruction is the complex part to the developers. That is the reason they have created these high level languages. So high level languages are like simple English type language, very easy to write, very easy to understand. Examples like BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, C, C++, Java, Python, all these are high level languages. Now, we are having what? Software. We are having two types of software, system software and application software. And coming to language, We are having two types of languages, low level languages and high level languages. Now, what we discussed, we are having softwares, that is system software, and we are having application software. We are having languages. We are having two types of languages, low level languages and high level languages. These low level languages are used to develop system software. Low level languages are for what purpose? To develop system software, and high level languages are used to develop application software. This is the place where C language comes into picture. When you take this C language is used to develop system software as well as application software. C language is used to develop what? System software as well as application software. That's the reason this C language, even we call it as middle level language. If someone asks you why C language is called as middle level language, it's a simple answer. Since C language is used to develop system software as well as application software, that's the reason C is also known as middle level language. It actually comes under high level, but since it is used to develop system software as well as application software, we even call C as middle level language. This is the main introduction of C language. Now, we are having two more important terms in this computer fundamentals, that is compiler and interpreter. Compiler and interpreter. This is very important one as a beginner. The meaning of compiler is like when you are writing a source code, the meaning of source code is like the programs whatever we are going to write, that we call it as source code. Like example, if you take this x.c, the extension what we give for C language program is .c. Here we are providing some set of instructions. Now, this source code is not understood by your operating system directly. To make it understandable, we have to convert into object code. The machine understandable code, we call it as object code. We call it as object code. When you go with this compiler, what it is going to do is, it's going to check the complete source code and checks for errors. The meaning of errors is if you are violating the rules of programming language, that we call errors. If you are having some errors in this source code, then the conversion will not happen. If there are no errors, in this source code, then at a time it's going to convert into object code. What compiler is doing? It's going to convert this source code into object code at a time. At a time means in your source code, if you are having even single error also, the object code will not get generated. It's going to check the complete source code. If your source code does not have any errors, no errors, then only it will be converted into object code, that is at a time. And the example languages of compiler are C language, C++, Pascal, Java. These are compiler based languages. Coming to interpreter, here also we are having the source code, and we want to convert into object code, machine understandable format. Here we are writing the source code with some set of instructions. What interpreter is going to do is, it's going to check the first instruction. If the first instruction does not have any error, if the first statement is not having any error, then this first statement will be converted into object code. Then comes and checks the second statement. Second statement is also not having any error. Then second statement will also be converted into object code. Third statement is having an error. Third statement is having an error. Then third statement will not get converted. It means the remaining piece of code will not be converted. It's going to stop here only. So this interpreter is line by line. What is the main difference between compiler and interpreter? Very important interview question as a beginner. Compiler converts source code into object code at a time. Interpreter converts source code into object code line by line. And the examples are basic Python and even Java. Java is both compiler as well as interpreter. It's going to play both the roles. Once we compile a Java program into an object code, that code is executed by a Java interpreter. So compiler is both Java is both compiler as well as interpreter. So this is very important. So what we have discussed in this computer fundamentals, we have discussed about what is a computer, what is a program, what is the meaning of software, the different types of softwares like system software and application software, languages, the meaning of language, the types of languages, and low level language is used to develop system software, high level language is used to develop application software, whereas C is used to develop system software as well as application software. That's the reason C is also known as middle level language. And finally, we have discussed about what is compiler and what is interpreter. This is very important. In the next session, we'll start off with C introduction, that is history of C language. We are going to see in the next session. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.